Um, I know I've not done this kind of video for a very long time. Um, as a man going his own way, I just focus on what I'm very good at, doing that. So I know most of the videos I've been publishing are probably, in fact, not just probably, mostly focus on Peugeot vehicles or vehicles, not which has not strayed away from my path, or why I, if I would say, created this channel. That is more like a masculinity, to promote it and to do my best, to experience and make the men understand that you are good as you are. Being a man and being a masculine is good to pursue what makes you happy. In my case, the cars are one of them. So for those interested, I try to do my best to also explain it for them the way they can, for them to make their own choices and probably find happiness in also driving vehicles. So, but still, every once in a while, I'm being reminded based on, even while I'm doing this Peugeot vehicle videos or vehicle videos, I'm still being reminded by, you know, um, things going around or happening, or even with the people, that I contact daily on this subject, Peugeot cars. I've been reminded that um, once in a while I still need to talk about some things, you know, about life generally, and how society has turned away completely, in terms of almost making men too weak and feminine. In fact, being a feminine man now is the trend. If you exhibit any kind of or any kind of masculinity, in fact, it's only women that are not allowed to exhibit masculinity. If a man does that, is termed abusive, wicked, given all sorts of shaming tag name, to arrogant, so many things, man. I could go on and on. So, let's talk about it just a little while. There's this thing, that I do observe from men, even when we interact on this vehicle thing. You have heard that men don't like taking responsibilities, or at least owing consequences of their choices anymore. I don't know. It's not like it's a new thing. It's not like I've never talked about it. Like I said, every once in a while I'm reminded that, hey, this is going on, and it's something that is good for me to talk about, because some may not really understand that's what they are doing. Because I'm not here to tell you I'm an expert on this, but knowing who I am, knowing my life choices, there are things I know I can tell, tell when I see that it's not that because it's wrong. When I see them, I consider them as wrong, but it kind of define, as in it changed the whole thing. Like, man, when will society ever going to regain, as in become what it was when I was still a kid? So like the whole thing have changed once I doing after my teenage age, as in I just look back and realize that things are becoming so fucked up right now. You look at children at when you were young, how you look, you think back how you were back then, and look at what's going on now. You look at the adult men who are supposed to guide these children. I'll be like, come on. Now let's refer you to the vehicle. These days you could observe that when I do video on on video response, or trying to explain one vehicle, one Peugeot car, like, okay, these are the pros and cons. Most people don't usually like it because they want me to give them yes or no answer. In other words, they want me to make that choice for them. They don't care, as in they don't like. It's like men now becoming women. Women is understandable by their nature. They don't like taking decisions because even when they take the decisions, they don't actually like to do it in terms of as in, because why they don't like it that much is because they don't want to accept the responsibility that comes with that decision. You know, because if you're making a decision, in other words, if you're making a choice, because everything has to come to a choice. If you're making a choice, what you're also doing is you are taking ownership for whatever consequences that come to that choice. Both the pleasant and the unpleasant one, both the negative and the positive ones, both the sad and the happy ones. You have to own it. You make that choice. It doesn't matter whoever that is mounting influence for you to choose this particular thing or choose the other. But at the end of the day, you have to be the one to say, okay, you know what? I choose to follow your own advice. I choose to allow you to influence me, to manipulate me to make the choice I probably wouldn't have made if I have ignored your manipulation. So it always comes up every now and then. People don't want any more men. I'm talking about men. I really don't care much about women. Like I said, this is their nature. So blaming them is like blaming biology. Blaming them is like blaming nature. They have to be in that form. For them to do their natural, play their natural role in this life, in this physical life, which is giving birth. Men, yes, as good as we are, we can't relate to children, to kids, the way women do. Women relate better to kids because they are also more like kids in adult body. That's why they can play with them, joke with them, do so many things with children, which a man would like, come on, what's going on here? But that's the only way they can be done. So sometimes that's why don't really push that blame on them. But when it comes to men are now becoming almost the same. They, for example, like I say, whenever I want to talk about cars or want to explain a particular Peugeot car or want to do comparison between this Peugeot car and this, or want to do a comparison between this engine and this engine, or between this gearbox and this gearbox, I always put out, unlike most people, most YouTube creators, unlike most specialists on this subject, called vehicles or so many things, they always want to tell you, no, you choose this choice. You make this choice better for you because I'm the expert in this field, so don't ever go against it. And people prefer that because they want everybody to, somebody that would make that choices or decisions for them. They want somebody to take that responsibility so that if anything goes wrong, it was that person that made it go wrong because he made me make that choice. So nobody wants to take that responsibility anymore. In other words, yes, they will rather take the good, they will want to take the responsibility when it comes to the positive, but when it comes to negative part of that choice, no. I want you to make that choice for me so that when something goes wrong, you take that blame. So it's becoming, when I see it, and I say, man, it can be very difficult to live in gynocentric society. Trust me, it can be. I know men going their own way. They do talk about these things every once in a while. But me, I like, come on, I'm not trying to change anything. I just see what I see, talk about it. Those who it resonate with, they may apply it or define it in their own way and neglect it or keep doing what they do. Yeah. When you choose to buy a car, for example, I do a video and say this engine has this good side, has a negative side. The other have this good side, have this negative side. What it means is, weigh those options. Can you live with the issues that come with this one if you choose to buy this particular model of Peugeot, or you choose to use this engine in this Peugeot car? You buy a Peugeot car with this engine, or if you choose to use or buy one with this particular type of gearbox or transmission? Can you live with the negative, or maybe the negative is there, but the positive outweigh the negative, that I wouldn't mind, or you wouldn't mind to go through that negative if it comes up, as long as those, you are going to gain this positive, that yes, you are willing to live with those negative choices and own it. Likewise, this one has this positive and negative and negative. So which one do you think excites you the best? Which one can you actually live with the negative and without blaming anybody, or without, even sometimes I talk about the abused ones and non-abused ones. If you are going to buy the abused one because it's cheap, also understand that you are likely going to have this kind of experiences if you are buying that abused ones. What it means is, are you willing to live and own the consequences that come from those cheap abused Peugeot cars if you choose to buy them, without looking for who to blame, without blaming the Peugeot brand, without blaming the Peugeot vehicle itself, or without blaming the special specialist, or without blaming me or anybody that you believe, oh, he should have told you that you shouldn't buy this car. I should have explained it. You should have just told you, no, don't buy it once and for all, rather than trying to waste your time. So, man, those, like, when I was growing up, when I was kid, almost every adult man behind me, you see them living up to taking the responsibility of their choices. I don't know, sometimes it look as if maybe the seminary I passed to was one of the best things every boy should go to. Honestly, I'm being honest here. Because there you are, see, every minute there, you are being trained. You are being, some values are inculcated to you that, guy, you are hold responsible for every action, every word, everything you do. You are responsible for it. If you are caught, they deal with the mess. That's nobody. There's no sympathy. No, it's not there. Because you knew if you are caught doing this or breaking this law, this is going to happen to you. But you chose to do it anyway. So when you are caught, they're going to punish you. No matter how grave or degree of the punishment, it could even lead to expulsion. It could lead to severe cane, as in they will cane hell out of you. Turn your buttocks to red. They will cane even at your back. They will get a very big cane and lash you hell out of your body. You knew it was going to happen when you chose to break that law. But you were like, okay, I want to do it. But if I'm not caught, it's more as in, it means it's good. Because you believe that the positive of doing that thing that is against the seminary rule outweigh the negative if you are caught. So you are going to reach that rate. That means when you are caught, you don't look for who to blame. You make that choice. Honestly, guys, maybe I'm the only one saying all this thing because of the training I've gone through. But notwithstanding, even though I was growing up, I could see men and these other children, you see them being inculcated some of these things. So when I go as my age now, I look at other men behaving like women. Nobody wants to take ownership of whatever they choose to do. You tell people, if you choose to buy automatic gearbox, fine, maybe that is what you prefer. But there are things that comes with it. One of them is it's very expensive to maintain compared to manual. And secondly, in terms of, in fact, even while still on their expensive maintenance costs, it's expensive because you have to periodically keep changing the ATF with the recommended expensive ones, not the cheap ones. If you go the cheap route, it damages your gear. And secondly, sometimes even while doing that maintenance cost, which is expensive, sometimes the gearbox will still fail. Sometimes it won't, depending. So know that it's a risk. And thirdly, you could also have that, you always know that it could fail you probably when you are traveling or something. So you always have a back of your mind that it's not as reliable as the manual. You have more confidence to travel with manual, do a long trip with manual, an old manual than an old automatic. The only automatic you can actually do a long trip with, like a newer one that haven't gone through the stress, because engine puts stress on automatic gearbox. No matter how you want to put it, they put stress on it. That's why when they run, sometimes when gearbox usually show some faulty sign when the engine has run very, very hot. Sometimes they don't take some of the power. There are some engine the powers that's why most automatic they even tune the ECUs to reduce the power the engine can put out, so that it doesn't affect the gearbox to heat it up too much. So there are some things that comes with it. But if you prefer that because you rather drive automatics than drive manual, you have to keep changing the gear, then you don't get to only choose to enjoy the benefit that come with automatic, like okay, it's traffic, you are not changing gear, you just press throttle and move. You don't get to enjoy them. When the gearbox fails, you start looking for who to console you. When you made the choice to own both the positive and negative, you start looking for who to console you that, oh, my gearbox has failed, please pat me at the back. Come on, you made that choice. Maybe the person driving the manual knew that buying automatic may be more convenient for him. He won't have to be stretching himself, changing the gears like people call it in traffic, suffering, changing gears. But probably you looked at the consequence that comes automatic and say, come on, I will rather suffer myself shifting the gear so that I won't have to experience all these failures, all these high cost of maintenance that it comes with owning automatic gearbox. So that if I'm by using this manual, I know that my only focus will be just on the engine. I have no business with the gearbox. And if I'm very good at clutch engagement, it means my clutch will last. I won't have to worry about gearbox or clutch. But if I'm not that good at clutch, maybe I'll still learn how to use it. Maybe the worst case scenario, I will be replacing the clutch every now and then, the clutch components, until when I master it. You own it. You don't look for somebody. This is what makes you a man. I don't know. It's like I'm defining and telling somebody how to be a man. I don't understand. Maybe I'm something else. I'm not even man anymore. I don't even understand, because how can I be even telling what? Damn it. But like I say, maybe it's just the training I got from the seminary that's making me own everything I do, everything I say, all my life choices. You don't see me trying to look for who to play victim. Oh, he did this to me. Oh, this and that. You make a choice, you choose. It's just like the same thing with marriage. You know that choosing to marry, there are risks involved. You could wake up one morning and say, you know what, fuck this, I'm done, I'm not marrying this guy anymore, I want divorce. Or there's also a risk that throughout your marriage life, you have to be a slave to her. You have to keep doing everything in your power to make her happy, because the moment you don't make her happy, she will choose to walk away from that marriage, because as far as she was concerned, she married you for you to keep making her happy. So your own happiness doesn't matter anymore. It's hers that matters. So you have to go out of your way. If it's about money, you have to go out of your way to keep providing, so that she doesn't need to nag at you for not bringing in this or making provision for this or doing that. You have to. So, but you chose. I tell you that you are well, okay, maybe, but I wouldn't mind to go through all these things because I want a family life. I want to have children. I want to do this. So when you not get it there, and then you start experiencing those negative things that come with the marriage, even though they are positive, like you having kids and all that, you don't start expecting me to pat you on back or start consoling you when you knew all those risks involved. Same thing with the man that choose not to get married. You realize, yeah, there may be good things in getting married, having children, doing all those things, but it's that risk, the negative that comes with it sometimes, like even if for anything, losing your own freedom to make your own life choices, because it's not your own life choices no longer comes in, or matters anymore once you're a married man. She has to agree to everything, otherwise it's not going to happen. So you decide, damn, I can't live with that. Even if the cost of living a solitude life, going a monk life, or maybe some will even prefer to keep dating women but never get married with any of them. Some will even prefer to live with a woman without getting married to them or having kids. I would rather go through that route, but at least I want to have my own peace. I want to make my own decision. I can always be changing wherever, moving from one place to another without looking for anybody to seek permission or seek opinion from or whatever. Even if I may end up not having kids, or I will not have kids for doing that, or I don't have anybody to talk to if I have a problem, so I have to own up. Fine, I'm ready to do that, but my independent, my life choices is much better, or prefer it to going the other route of being a married man. So he owned both the positive that comes with the solitude life, both the positive independence, so many things, your life purpose, you figure it out yourself, you focus on it, nobody tells you what you want in life, you tell yourself, you have no responsibility on anybody. You are your only responsibility. So you focus on that, you deal with it, whatever positive and negative, you deal, you hang it there. It's yours, you own it. Make mistake, you learn from it, move on. You don't look for who to blame or anything. But you realize that when the other person, the other side, or somebody start having issue with the marriage, next thing is he comes out, start complaining, looking for who to console him. Or when you don't show that consolation or sympathy, oh, you are very wicked. You are very wicked. Come on, you chose that life. But everything, you chose it. So don't start looking for who to blame for your life choices. It's up to me to choose concern or not concern. You chose that, because even my own part, you think I don't have negative? Even my own part of using manual, you think I don't over explain negative? So it's not because I don't talk about it doesn't mean it's not there. I don't talk about it because I own it. I live with that negative consequences that comes of it, without blaming it, because I chose that part. You chose yours. So why do you have to keep blaming, looking for who to? Come on, that's not masculinity. I mean, I don't know. It's like I said, it's very hard to, the other day wasn't that yesterday, I was with my sister, we were talking and discussing some family matters, and something now came up that now led to the reason. Even I started telling her, it came up, so at the point, it now got to the point where I started talking about reason why the rich people don't want to hang out with the poor people, or try to stay very far away from the poor people. Because the poor people feel so entitled to the rich people. They feel everything, both the well-being of the rich people, everything the rich man has, supposed to come freely to them, or is supposed to give them. They feel so entitled that even when they rich, most times you hear cases where they will go down to try to help the so-called poor people, only for them to be dragged down and even pushed down beyond even those poor people by the same poor people. Same thing goes to other people in various fields, not just about money or the rich or wealthy. So many things. If you see somebody maybe is very good at this particular subject or something, and you decide, what, there's nothing wrong in sharing that knowledge or trying to help people with that. But the next thing is, those people you are not trying to tell will start feeling entitled to your knowledge or that thing you are even trying to help them with. Like, you own it, you are supposed to, you must. Like, they paid you for that thing. So how dare you to choose not to help them out the way they want? In fact, it's the worst case is always about, no, you are making a request, you are making a demand, or you are asking for a favor, and as far as they are concerned, that favor they are asking for you must be granted the way they want it, not even whether you like to grant it or not, or whether you want to do that favor. No, you must do it according to their own terms. Otherwise, they will complain that you are very wicked, you are this and that. Ugh, gosh. It's just look at that, like, come on, Ganostatic society is just a very, I don't know. But all I know is history repeats itself, or reset itself over time. It's not that men don't think anymore. If they do, go back to history, go to what happened in the past. Every now and then, it will get to this stage, it will reset, everything will collapse, then we'll start all over. And then men will mess up again, because what you're having now, men are just, yes, they are building, they are giving birth to boys, but what's not happening now? Boys are being turned to females, Yeah, they may still have their penis, like every part of their body still looks like male, but the thought, the thinking system or thought system, the belief system, the words they use, what they speak out, what they say, what their expectation, everything is nothing more, nothing less than the feminine one. You know, everybody is entitled to what you have, you want to share. No, they are entitled, even when you don't even want to, no, they are entitled to it. You must. Even when they have zero, they have zero value in your life in terms of they don't even contribute nothing in terms of even one way or the other. Say, okay, please let me share some value. Because if not anything, I think once a while, what value do you even give to back to that person that is doing some of these things for you for free? Nothing, zero. You are just there being the receiver. As far as I'm concerned, he only to be giving it to us for free. Whatever it is, money, knowledge, whatever, it has to be free. Otherwise, to hell with that person. Or how dare you to even think about it? So it's just a fucked up thing in this society, honestly. I know the Western men always think it's only them. No. Even down here in Africa, men are just getting too feminine in their thought and everything. Everybody wants to be sympathized with making when they make wrong choices. Or make choice, or not even wrong choice. I won't call it wrong choices because no choice is actually wrong. It depends on if you make this choice, if it backfires and you don't like that, the negative that comes with it, you make a different choice next time. That's what it means. It's an experience. But men these days, they don't want it. All they care about is, no, you make that choice for me. If you don't want to make the choice for me, I will complain. I will I will play the victim card. Oh, I'm the victim here. He is the perpetrator. So I see it in every. It's not just like the red pill men talk about. I also see it in this automobile industry. When people reach out to you to seek for one favor or the other, it's just the same thing. How is the same thing? How there much difference between, you know? So what do we do? I can't change who I am for you. I always tell people that. Expecting me to come out and say sorry, this and that, fuck that. Never going to happen. Don't apologize for any crap. I make my own choices. I get some negative things out of it. I move on. They don't see me trying to look for this and that and blah blah blah. Just the other time I posted, somebody made a request. Wanted me, or yeah, he asked me for a favor. Wanted me to talk about something about Pojo, about his battery, this Pojo card draining battery, having battery parasite issue, battery drain parasite issue. Funny enough, the message came in when I was even doing video, you know. So when I finished the video, I wanted to do another one. I just look at it, you know, say okay, I continue, finish the second video I wanted to do. Now, when I was not doing his own video, which was the third video now, doing his own video, you know, before I know it, he sent one nasty message, insulting, condemning me. Oh, you are very this, you are that. Stop posting videos. Stop posting videos claiming you are helping people. For choosing not to respond, for choosing not to grant his favor the way he wanted it, when he wanted it, when I was already doing it. No, he wanted me to go to the chat or the WhatsApp message and start telling you, oh, hold on, give me time, this and that. Because he paid me he even bought the phone for me, right? He paid for my internet subscription, right? He's paying me to do this video, right? One way or the other, he has given me money or he has done something as an exchange of value that I'm giving back or I'm doing for people. I've gained something for him somehow, so how dare me not respond to him immediately? Honestly, guys, it can be very tough, you know, but who I am is who I am. Like I said, honestly, if you have a chance, if you have a son, if you can, let that son, you don't need to be a Christian. I'm not. But if I had a son, I will ask him, do you want to go to seminary institution? Trust me. Or any missionary school, Catholic missionary school, most especially. Trust me, that person will be brought up as a masculine person. You will see him in full show, making his own life choices, and you will never regret it, and you'll be happy for it.